Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to make a blinding build for my Arc 3.0 Titan, show it to you guys because blinding grenade launchers have been really strong in endgame PvE content for quite some time. So I figured if we make a build around blinding enemies but don't have to rely on those grenade launchers, it could be a lot of fun, and I found this thing to be tremendous. I'm having an absolute blast with it, and I want to show off kind of the direction that I went. Now, starts off with Thunder Crash. This is really nice. I'm going to explain why in a little bit. But then we've got the Seismic Strike, which allows you to blind your enemies with a shoulder charge. Very much fun. Might not be the best thing for Grandmasters, but in raids and dungeons, this can absolutely wreck. And I'll tell you why you can help stay alive with this in a second as well. Flashbang grenades. This thing is surprisingly strong. A lot of people are sleeping on this. They're using storm grenades, which are very, very good, but this thing is underrated in my personal opinion, especially paired with Touch of Thunder. Amidst an additional blinding flash on bounce, this is fantastic. So you're going to blind your enemies twice. Fantastic for big groups of ads. Then you've got the Spark of Shock, so you're going to jolt those enemies as well. The combination is tremendous. We've also got Knockout. So this is going to be really helpful for getting amplified, using your melee ability in order to generate the amplification, whether you are using your shoulder strike or if you're just using your basic melee as well. Knockout is very good for that. Then we've got Spark of Beacons. While you're amplified, your arc special weapons, final blows create a blinding explosion. This allows you to run any arc special. You can run a glaive, a fusion rifle, sniper, shotgun, anything. I'm running a fusion just because I find it fun, but you can kind of mix in whatever you're most comfortable with. And because I'm running Thunderlord for Overload champions and then an AR for Barrier champions, I don't have to worry about throwing something else on that has to be specifically for champions. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Then I've got Spark of Brilliance. Defeating a blinded target with precision damage creates a blinding explosion. You put this with a Thunderlord, you blind them, and then you use Thunderlord, and it's just explosions everywhere. It's so much fun. I very much enjoy it. Then we got Spark of Resistance. This is going to help you stay alive when surrounded by combatants who are more resistant to incoming damage. So that's really nice, and just my pair. I'm using Fire Fright. I do like the AR. And then Mita's Reckoning. This is just a lot of fun. I really enjoy this fusion. I don't have the perfect roll yet that I want. Once I do, that's going to go in the slot and probably never come off. Again, Thunderlord with the Overload champions that it can defeat now, with the Catalyst that dropped this season. It's tremendous. Highly recommend trying this out. It is probably my favorite exotic in the game currently. As far as mods, I didn't do any well or charged with light mods. The reason being, I wanted to show this build as is, and then if you want to make some adjustments yourself, you can do so, but I wanted to show how strong this is without any of that. I am rocking Thunderous Retort. This is going to allow me to use my super when amplified to do even more damage if necessary. The reason I like this is because I am using Thunderlord. I'm not going to do a heavy boss DPS weapon, but this allows me to kind of take out whether it's champions or bosses, whatever the case may be, really easily when my super is juiced up. I'm also running Trace Evidence. Defeating combatants affected by arc debuff spawns an Ionic Trace. I'm getting my abilities back so fast with this because every enemy I beat basically is affected by arc debuff. So you're getting Ionic Traces all over the place. Absolution Machine Gun Scavenger right there. Machine Gun Reserves, Arc Damage Resist, Solar Damage Resist. You can throw a Void Damage Resist on there as well if you want to. Then also I'm running Radiant Light. This is only to buff my teammates, as well as get the extra melee stat increase. Anti-barrier auto rifle is important. Momentum transfer is nice as well. Then we got Harmonic Siphon, Machine Gun Ammo Finder, and then yeah, that is the entirety of the build. I'm going to jump into the gameplay and take on the Hero Nightfall so everyone can see how the build works and how it takes on champions, all that kind of good stuff. Before this part, you can't really kill any ads in order to generate points. It's all zeroed out, so that's just something to keep in mind. And then here you can actually extend this a lot if you want to by not standing on the plate consistently. If you stand on the plate, the enemies die too fast. So you watch the double explosion there. Very nice. I'm amplified here. honestly, this is almost too easy at times compared to some of the other content, but there's nothing in this game that's really that difficult at this point, so champion. And that's how quickly I had my super, by the way, which is really nice. But this guy is gonna stand in the thing the whole time, so we're not gonna get the maximum amount of points, which is fine. You can basically just melee everything. So if you didn't know, the reason you don't want to stand in the thing the whole time, like I said, you don't actually need to do that in order for all the ads to spawn, but the problem is the ads will definitely be spawning too fast if you don't. Like, they won't spawn fast enough unless you don't stand on the plate the whole time, because you can kind of stay off and farm. Like I said, especially with randoms, it's really hard to get 100k. Blinded myself. He teleported even though he was stunned. That was wild. Kind of crazy, actually. Yo, Thunderlord just absolutely destroys. It's actually crazy how strong it is right now. The only downside to this build is that right there, you can definitely blind yourself. The hard thing about this part specifically is that you get 0 points for the shanks. So it's like, you don't want to waste much time doing this one because you'll definitely... Definitely not get the amount of bonus that you would like. Why would you toss that there, bro? Yeah, we're at 62. The funny thing about this specific strike is it always looks like you're doing really, really well on points. And then it'll come down to like a little bit later in the strike, and all of a sudden you're like struggling for the points. Like, we're almost at the boss here, so it's like, I like how that chunks the champion there. But yeah, we're at 77k and we're on the boss. There's really not enough, like a lot of ads here at the end to get that 100k, but you can definitely speed run this strike compared to others. It's very simple. Even at the harder difficulties. So I was by myself filming this, and I like to show off how easy some of this content can be, even with randoms. Like, even if they were to die a lot, you'd still be in fine position. So the important thing about using your melee there is that that's what it'll make me amplified. You don't really need it on this boss as much, but again, like, I love Thunderlord because you can basically one or two shot all the shanks, like even the yellow bars. And then just absolutely melt the boss. It's pretty easy. And that's it. If you have any doubts about how this build will do in higher level content, I highly recommend trying it out for yourself. It is tremendous in my personal opinion. My name is JoPa. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all later. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more Destiny content for sure.